Good morning, Bernii Godwin. Welcome to Yellow Shelf.
Thank you, Joe. Lovely to be here.
It is so good to have you. Your book is out now. It is
hmm
called Loving Our Students on Purpose. Tell us
hmm
all about this stunning book.
Well, Loving Our Students on Purpose is not actually a typical education book. It's not a behavior management guide, and it's certainly not this quick fix formula for schools, but it is focused on being this mindset shift. And so it's really an invitation to school teachers, leaders, parents, anyone working with kids really, to rethink how we actually see student behavior and how we respond to it through the lens of connection, purpose, and responsibility. So, like I said, we've written it for teachers, leaders, and parents who are really just tired of reacting all the time, but also tired of trying tool after tool and book after book and feeling like nothing's working. So, low SOP is how we kind of refer to it, loving our students on purpose, helps answer that question. Why aren't the tools working? And the answer, it is not actually about the tools. We have great tools. It's about philosophy and what our belief systems are behind them. So it's about what we believe about behavior, about children, and more importantly, about ourselves. And that's what changes how we apply our tools and can make the biggest difference and make them effective. So we start to transfer from this idea of behavior management into behavior education. So really, at its core, this book is about teaching the skills of being a human. Big humans and little humans, and how to do relationships well, how to own our actions, and how to restore connection when things go wrong. So straight away, the idea is that things will go wrong. So what do we
Yeah.
do when that happens? And it impacts the neuroscience, practical strategies, lots of stories from my years in the classroom, and also it's got stories there about leadership teams, families, and it's really about how do we move from control to connection and from reacting to responding with intentional purpose. So that would be it in a nutshell.
Yeah. And Bernie, the book made me think about I was just talking about my corporate career in the world of HR and
hmm
mentoring people and that
hmm
guidance. And it really made me think that's what your book's about for students, that whole idea of, yeah, supporting them on a journey in a positive way as opposed to a reactive way.
You're probably the first person who's ever summarized it for exactly what it is. It's HR for kids. And the idea really is once you read the book, you take away is, oh, this is HR for adults. This really
Yeah.
is about adults. And if they do it well, the children just learn through our role modeling. So
Yeah. Oh,
nailed it.
wow. I mean, because yeah, it definitely that it just sounds like that shift that's
hmm
needed. But and you know why? Because everyone in my network and world who's a teacher or who works in the schooling system, it's exhausting, it's frustrating, it's
hmm
challenging. So,
It's
and
Groundhog Day.
imagine,
Something has to
yeah,
change.
you can imagine how challenging it is for the students
Yeah.
and the teachers and families and
hmm
yeah, and look, as a parent I felt the book was perfect for a parental read as well. Tell
Oh,
us,
it is. Yeah.
yeah, tell us about what inspired you to write the book. I know there's a co-author,
Yep.
Danny.
hmm
Tell us about that journey. Tell us anything we need to know about you, Bernie.
Okay. Well, the book is really a reflection of my life's work to this point in my life. I come from a social work and neuropsychotherapy background. I'm not a teacher, and I'm not here to tell people how to teach. But I've worked across this broad range of helping environments. So, everything from maternity wards through to aged care homes, but specifically school behavior programs and working with executive teams.
Yeah.
And so, the consistent thread in every space of, working in the human industry is that we're trying to navigate understanding and responding to behavior. And then that is all about connection or disconnection, fear or love, and this desire to want to change it, but not really knowing how. Our tools don't seem to work or our frameworks, aren't really in place. So after working in schools specifically for the last 2 decades, I started to see firsthand, number one, nothing is broken. Our school systems aren't broken. Our schools and our leaders are doing the very best with what they have, just like our parents. Every parent's doing the best with what they have. Low SOP isn't about criticizing the system or
Yeah.
even transforming the system, though that will come with the expansion of skill. It's about affirming what you're doing well. I love most people pick up the book and go, oh, you just put words to what I'm doing. It's so validating.
Yeah.
And then we gently start to invite people to go deeper to expand their skill set that they're already applying, but in new new and more effective ways as they explore core beliefs that are underneath. So because of this, when we shift from a belief about behavior, about children, about ourselves, we don't just change the tool, we change the impact of the tool. So like you said earlier, I'm co-authored this book with Danny Silk. His work is quite widespread. He's got like 10 books, and it's really a lot of it is parenting and then leadership development. So
Okay.
you're right in saying this book came from those philosophies, those tools, and then we've translated it for education. So it's actually the translation to education. It's not backwards. So when I go to schools and do parenting programs or leadership programs, that's just the core material.
Yeah.
It's the translation into education that LOSOP has really hit. And it's been that place where we can start to insert hope into schools that they're not broken, they're not doing anything wrong. This is something that they can achieve.
Yes.
And it's what's on everyone's heart. What educator doesn't want to love their kids? But we have to add the purpose. We have to add responsibility and expectations and boundaries. And so keeping an understanding of what love really means is super important.
Yeah. And Bernie, I know we can touch on it here, but I'd love to get you back at another point because I know you have a podcast show that is very aligned to the book and the work, the
Mhm.
practice, and the practical side. Tell us about the podcast just quickly.
Okay, so the podcast came about because a lot of my clients that I work with, their first question is like, who can we talk to who's doing the journey? And so we only just started to release the podcast. It's like very early days,
Yeah.
but each season is going to have 12 episodes. It's called the Loving Our Students on Purpose Journey. So it's
Yes.
about the journey we go on as we apply it. And I interview teachers, leaders, specialists in certain areas about each chapter of the book. So whether it's the neuroscience or tools or whatever the chapter is, how they're applying it into their current sphere of influence so that our listeners can actually go on the journey themselves
Yeah.
too and see what other schools are doing around the world. We've got people from
Yeah.
US, UK,
Wow.
Australia, all over. So the heart behind that is for those who have read the book and want to put it into action. This is what other people are already doing, putting it into action every day. So it's on
Yeah.
Spotify. It's called The Low Sop Journey.
Yeah, no worries. Look, I'll put links into the podcast in the show notes, but also tell us about how we connect with you, Bernie. I know you have a consulting business. I
Mhm.
follow you on LinkedIn, Instagram. Like, point us
Mhm.
in the direction of where do we go if we are curious for more.
Yeah, so to find me, it's actually not under Love Yes Students on Purpose, so that can be the tricky part. The book is available in all online websites
Sure.
and all the normal places. There's audios, audiobook and
Yeah.
that ebook. But the best place to connect with me would be at my website, which is under our business, which is godwinconsulting.com.au. So just for listeners, Godwin, Godwin, Godwin Consulting .com.au, and there you'll find links to everything from our online courses, our books, that the resources coming out, our online the different podcasts that we've been a part of. So
Yeah.
everything in terms of how to connect with us and to serve the teams out there. And on social media, again, you will find me under Godwin Consulting. So we don't have a landing page there just for loving our students on purpose because that's one book of many. My next book will be
Of
out
course.
next year. So, yeah, Godwin Consulting is the location where anyone
Awesome.
can come and connect.
I will put that in the show notes. Did I hear there's another book coming out next year?
There is, I'm so excited. This one is called Cultural Architect,
Okay.
and it is taking the next, I guess, level of the journey of in schools. If we wanted to be intentional about architecting and creating the culture that we want to live in, how would we do that? And it's a blueprint for going on the journey as a school environment with behavior education, leadership development. But we've written it not just for schools, it can be applicable into any sphere of life. If we want to make a change, then Cultural Architect would be a wonderful resource.
Bernie, I'm gonna want you to come back when the book's out and we can talk about it some more. Congratulations
Absolutely.
uh, on loving our students on purpose. Uh, Thank you for joining us. Somehow I know you'll be back, whether it's talking
Mhm.
about your podcast or your next book. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Cheers.
much for having me, Joe.
Pleasure.